Hi, my name is Dawn Bauer, and I am a brand ambassador for Kannaway. And I'm very excited to share this presentation with you. I love educating people about hemp and CBD and everything involved with it. So, however, this video came to you, hopefully you'll take the time to watch it. I'm going to try to keep it really short, but if you have any other questions that I haven't answered by the time you finish this video, feel free to reach out to me or anyone else who sent this video to you. So you might be looking for products that might help your health. You might be looking at Kannaway in general to see if you want to get involved in this movement. Or you just might be here just for general education on the cannabis industry and how we're a part of it. But either way, I'm glad you're here, and hopefully you'll find this video very informative for you. I'm also going to be sharing some websites with you at the end to help you as you continue your research journey. All right, let's get started. Okay, so it's important for you to know that Kannaway does not deal with marijuana or THC in general. So we focus on cannabidiol, which is CBD, and we also focus on hemp. So we're focusing on healthy and not high. The first important thing to note is that there is a difference between hemp and marijuana, which a lot of people don't know. So with marijuana, you have a shorter plant, a bushier plant. It's mainly grown for its flower and has very high concentrations of THC, which is a psychoactive cannabinoid. There are multiple cannabinoids in the cannabis plant. And hemp, on the other hand, also a cannabis plant, so from the same species but a different plant. It's almost like having a lemon and a lime. They're both citrus fruits, but different fruits. Hemp grows very tall and lengthy. And in addition to having high concentrations of CBD, which is non-psychoactive, and very low concentrations of THC, you can use the fibers in the hemp plant for multiple textiles. On this next slide here, you can see just some of the many things. There are over 50,000 uses for hemp. You can make rope, you can make clothing, you can make lotions and shampoos. You can use it for protein to eat. It's got great health benefits. You can even use it to make plastic. Anything plastic can be made out of hemp material. In addition, you can make hempcrete. So it's pretty fascinating what hemp can do. Hemp also helps us clean the air. It helps pull toxins out of the soils. And these are just a few of the things that hemp can do. I encourage you to read about hemp and look even more into it. A little bit about the history of hemp. Okay, so a lot of people think that one of Ford's cars was made out of hemp, and it might have been. We do know it was made out of plant-based material, so it very well could have been made out of hemp. But that is very possible, and there's a video on YouTube with Jay Leno and a man who, in recent times, created a hemp car. That hemp plastic that's on that car is stronger than steel and lighter than steel, which is pretty fascinating. The hemp industry has been a part of the U.S. for a long time. In 1937, it left our culture, and we'll be talking about a little bit about why that is. But hemp has been around for a long time. 8,000 years ago, they even discovered a piece of cloth from Turkey that was wrapped around a little baby skeleton made out of hemp. So we even saw in Asia that they were using it in tinctures for medicine, that they were using it to make paper for their scrolls. So it's not like hemp is a new plant. It's just something that has been out of our system. And when I say system, not only our economic system, but also our food chain. So we have not been consuming these cannabinoids for a long time. The War of 1812 was fought over the hemp trade. The Declaration of Independence was drafted on hemp paper. Many of our founding fathers grew hemp. It was required to grow hemp at one point in our history. It was a major staple crop, and people even use it to pay taxes. It was also part of our American medicine at one point. And then 1937 came around, and hemp basically was eradicated. These gentlemen were behind it in a huge way. William Randolph Hearst was a newspaper tycoon and he owned a paper mill. He also had land with trees on there, and we know trees can be used to make paper. Well, guess what? Hemp can make a lot more paper per acre than trees can. And for hemp, we can get a full field of hemp to grow in about 3 to 4 months versus a tree to completely mature, usually an average of 25 years. So this could be huge for our environment to bring hemp back for paper. Now, there was definitely, we don't know for sure, this is some theory that, DuPont perhaps was seeing that plastics, could be easily made out of hemp, and perhaps that was a threat to that industry. Andrew Mellon's nephew-in-law, Harry Anslinger, became the head of the Federal Bureau of Narcotics and Dangerous Drugs. And all of these guys together lumped hemp and marijuana up and created this reefer madness campaign. So that terrified people to even use anything. Even though smoking a lot of hemp is not going to make anyone high, there were these scare tactics used to tell people, oh, if you smoke this thing, you're going to go crazy and kill people. And it really built up a lot of hype. So in our history, now we have this negative connotation of a plant that really has so many useful purposes for us, but is labeled as a Schedule I drug. Now, this gentleman, Raphael Mechoulam, he's a researcher out of Israel. He discovered THC and was able to isolate it. In the late 1980s, the endogenous cannabinoid system was discovered. That's a system that is inside our own bodies. A lot of people don't even know that we have this. I have another slide a little bit later to go more into this. But he also discovered 2 endogenous cannabinoids. So we actually have 2 cannabinoids that we produce ourselves inside our own body. A lot of people don't know that. I didn't know that 8 months ago. Something else that's interesting is the U.S. has been funding Israel's cannabis research for 50 years, but supposedly they keep telling us that it has no medicinal value. Here are a list of some patents that have come out after the banning of hemp. And here's a patent that our sister company, Canna Life Sciences, holds, and this says that cannabinoids are antioxidants and neuroprotectants. So that license was used with Dr. Bennett Omalu when they were looking at CTE. The endogenous cannabinoid system. So this is so fascinating. We have this system in our body that is the largest self-regulatory system that we have. If we are feeding this endocannabinoid system, then it will help us balance our mood, our sleep, our appetite, and even our hormone production. These things are huge. Just imagine for a moment if sleep was the only thing it helped with. How many people in this country are probably sleep deprived? And think about how that affects our health, how that affects our appetite, how that affects our mood. If we're getting really good, deep sleep, how does that shift our mood the next day? If we're getting really good, deep sleep, how much less are we probably eating during the day that we don't need to be eating? So all of these things tie in together. And we get asked questions a lot. Oh, I read that CBD helps with this. I read that it helps with this too. It helps with this. And these things aren't really connected. How is it helping with all of these things? Well, all you need to understand is that you are feeding a lock and key system, a receptor system in our body with CB1 and CB2 receptors. These phytocannabinoids from the cannabis plant match almost identically to the cannabinoids that we have in our own bodies, and they fit right on these receptors, and they help that system kind of open up and turn itself on and receive these cannabinoids, and they balance all of these things, as I said. So you can imagine what that would do to your body to perhaps spur on other systems to also balance themselves out. So a little bit about our company. We are Kannaway, as I said. Our parent company is Medical Marijuana Inc. They are the very first publicly traded company in the cannabis industry. And their ticker letters are MJNA. Some of these other companies here, Canna Life Sciences, as I mentioned, Axum Biotechnologies, Dixie Botanicals, we're all part of the same portfolio. Hemp Meds is a very interesting company. They have been changing laws in other countries. We have a Hemp Meds Mexico and a Hemp Meds Brazil. And just recently, the president of Hemp Meds Mexico was invited to speak in front of the UN and the World Health Organization on cannabinoids as supplements. This is huge for our entire group of companies. This is very huge. Now, Medical Marijuana Inc. decided, how do we get the word out? How do we educate people about this stuff? We can't advertise for it. And they decided, let's make a marketing arm for the company, an educational arm for the company. And here we have Kannaway. So we are the direct sales company of this whole group of companies. And we get to go out and educate you, as I'm doing right now, and educate everyone about what this is, what the truth is about hemp, what the truth is about CBD, what the truth is about our health and our endocannabinoid system. We are a family-oriented company. We are sustainable. We are driven by science, and we are natural and botanical. On the bottom of this slide here, you'll see a list of some magazines that we've been in. We've been in so many more. Elle, Leafly, all kinds of things. We are a company of first. First to create a mainstream natural botanical CBD brand, first to launch a respected cannabinoid supplement and pharmaceutical line, the first to develop strict quality standards through rigorous triple lab testing. That's huge. We were the first to do that. And guess what else? We extract our oil with CO2. CO2 is the cleanest way to extract oil. It is very expensive, so a lot of companies don't use it. But because of the amount of companies that we have and the funding that we have, we are able to do that and make sure that we have the cleanest products available for people. The first direct sales company to offer hemp products. The first company to use hemp to combat aging, skin problems, and low vitality. And as I said before, we are also the first publicly traded cannabis company in the United States under Medical Marijuana Inc. So this is Janelle Kim. Janelle Kim is a brilliant herbologist. She has this bee bong herbal blend that is in many of our products that has been passed down through her family for centuries. We get to use this very secret family recipe, and in my opinion, it is delicious and very good for us. So we have this formula that's fused with cannabidiol-rich hemp oil, which is amazing. No other company has this. And it was created by a family of doctors and herbologists, so you know that some time and thought has been put into this. It optimizes the mind, body, and promotes health and longevity. Here are a few of our products. Again, we're natural and organic. We have no pesticides, no herbicides. We're non-GMO, triple lab tested, and it's safe for family and pets. I feed it to my dog, and I know plenty of people that give it to their children. And very importantly, this is legal in all 50 states. Our hemp comes from Europe, and we extract the oil there. It is tested there, and it is tested 2 more times before it comes to the consumers. So you can trust that it has exactly what it says on the bottle, in the bottle. So here are some of our Kannaway products. We've got some great starter pack options with our AM and PM formula. Those have our herbal blends in there. We have premium hemp oil capsules which have turmeric and white willow bark in there. We have energy chews, chocolate flavored. We also have syringes. These are more advanced. Nothing is added to these. These have the whole plant in them. We also have a vape, which is absolutely THC free. We also have a pure line that are THC free. Now, the reason why we created these products was for a little girl in Mexico. We didn't create this for any other reason other than trying to help people, and especially children that are in need. And now Mexico's healthcare providers can prescribe our THC-free hemp oil that we get through hemp meds to their patients. This is amazing. We are the very first company to create a completely THC-free hemp oil product. In the middle here, you'll see that we have a defined cannabis beauty line. So all of these have our herbal blend in there, our bee-bong blend, and CBD. One of them is a bath detox soak, which is amazing, and I highly recommend for anybody that feels like they have toxic levels of metal or anything else in their body that they're trying to pull out. And lastly, we have Can Active, which is kind of like an acne skincare product. The heart of our entire group of companies is our collaboration with a nonprofit called Echo Connection. Here's their first website, echoconnection.org. They are focused on education, collaboration, and hope. The educational piece, you can go in onto the website and search pretty much any ailment that you can think of, and it'll pull up any studies that have been done on that particular ailment, including cannabinoids. So it might be CBD, it might be THC, it might be other cannabinoids in general. You can find a lot of information here. There's over 20,000 different studies on that website. The second piece, collaboration. We're building a community here for anybody to come on board and share their testimonies, share with other people what's been working for them. You can also come on as a doctor, and people can come on and talk to doctors and see what they recommend as far as what their particular situation is and maybe how much CBD they should be intaking each day. And then the third piece of Echo Connection is hope. In this section here, people can donate money, they can submit an application to see if a family in need who's critically ill and has a financial need to get free products. We are really excited that we just recently were able to give 10 new families in Mexico products for their children. This just warms my heart, and I hope it's something that you would consider doing, is donating to Echo Connection. Now, some of you on here may not be looking at this as an opportunity, but I do want to include this section for those of you that are. So there definitely is a huge opportunity in this industry, in the CBD industry alone and the hemp industry alone. So I'll let you just take a moment and look through this list here. We're predicted to grow 700% by 2020. That's huge. That's huge. The Hemp Business Journal reportedly estimates that 450 million of the projected 2.1 billion in sales by 2020 will come from hemp-based sources. The hemp-derived CBD market was 90 million in 2015. So this is all very exciting if this is something that you might want to get into. At this moment, it is November 2017, and we have about 14,000 distributors. So there's definitely an opportunity if this is something that you would like to do as a business and help us in this movement to spread the word about hemp and CBD. If you're interested also in the business, I want you to know that there are 10 different ways that this company pays. I've been involved in a couple other direct sales companies, and I have never seen a compensation plan quite like ours. We can definitely get more detailed into this with you if this is something you're interested in. But I just wanted to show you this slide so you understand that there are some bonuses when you start right out and help you kind of get things moving as you're building up your residual commissions. It's a very exciting compensation plan. So what do I do now? Well, If you're interested in the business, I might recommend coming on with one of the big packs that you see here. If you're interested in just getting 50 milligrams a day for yourself, for your own health, I might recommend either the regular starter pack or the pure starter pack, which has no THC. There are many products that you can choose from, and this does not list them all. All right, well, hopefully that was helpful to at least get you started and get your ears perked up a little bit about what it is that we're doing and the movement that we're a part of. This really is the beginning of the end of prohibition. So, as I promised, I wanted to point you in the direction of some more websites that you can look at to continue your research. So, the first one is Kannaway.com. There are 7 really excellent videos that you can watch right there on the front page. The second one is www.hemphopeheal.com. There are a bunch of educational videos on there that lead you to YouTube, and you can continue searching on YouTube. There's plenty of videos on the endocannabinoid system that I suggest that you watch. Another couple of videos that you might be interested in are on these websites, www.cbdhempvideo.com and whychoosecbd.com. So hopefully those will be beneficial to you, and I guess get back in touch with the person that sent you this video, and if you want to get some products ordered or if you'd like to join us in this movement, we'd love to have you. All right, thank you.